So, some people have come to me and asked me, they go, hey, do you think Xbox is dead? Do you think it's completely finished or that there's no hope? And no, I don't think that that's the case. I actually think that there could be hope. I just think that you're not going to get that hope from people that are currently at Xbox, because you're going to have a level of mistrust there and a level of people that honestly just do not care. Whatever this current group says, they're just not going to believe them. And I know that that is, going to be looked at maybe a little bit contentiously or whatever. But honestly, it has to be the way that it has to be. Like, you can't have this group of people that nobody trusts pushing a product with the track record that they have. And they just have a really piss poor track record when it comes to being able to, announce stuff or communicate with the fans, So again, we have to kind of look at it from the perspective of what we've gotten so far, and what we've gotten so far isn't great, but let's go ahead and get into what this topic is going to be, because obviously there's a lot of changes and we're not sure what's going to happen with Xbox long term. But with all the turmoil and stuff, I really liked this take that I saw from, and listen, I'm not the biggest Mike Ibarra fan. You guys might know he used to work at Xbox, then he was working at Blizzard, and then he left Blizzard after Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard. So he took to Twitter and was talking about Xbox, and this part I completely agree with him on. This is what he has to say. He said, and I quote, "I see two paths here. If your North Star is the Game Pass subscription, you have to take that exclusive to your service and hardware and be all in across games, hardware, and services in an exclusive go big plan. Pumping regular 90 plus rated games into this will drive consumer infinity and satisfaction. That said, it is high risk, high reward, and takes a strong desire to win. If you're not willing to do that, then you're on another path. You're a publisher across all devices, and you need to embrace that 100% and be clear. Likely means out of hardware, and I fundamentally believe if you don't have great exclusive content, your hardware is doomed, as people won't understand why they need it. Being the world's largest publisher of games is a great spot to be in, as long as you can make great games. If you can't, you'll be right back where you started. You have to pick your lane and go hard at it for success, with clear communication to your players. If you play in the middle of these two paths, in my honest opinion, you'll hurt your teams and you'll have constant churn and chaos." So this is the thing that I agree with him in, right? You absolutely, fundamentally have to pick one thing or the other, and you've got to communicate that with your fans, okay? But it's more than that. You also have to want to win, right? Like, when you see a defeated Phil Spencer up there talking about, we can't out-console Sony, we can't out-console Nintendo, that's loser talk, right? I mean, let's just be real. Is that not loser talk? I think we have to kind of all agree that that is, really, really bad, and nobody wants to hear that. Like, if you speak bad about yourself into the world, that echoes, like, that's why I always try to speak at least somewhat positively about myself, because if you just sit there and you're down on yourself the entire time, I don't think anything good can come from that. So honestly, I do think that what he's saying is very much important to what Microsoft needs to pay attention to. Now, is he trying to get himself in line for Phil's job? I don't know, but one thing I do know is that you absolutely 100% need to have a path. You need to decide what you want to do. Like, pussyfooting around isn't going to do it, right? Let's just be honest. You can't be lukewarm on this. You have to be all in or all out. And I feel like as a fan, you hesitate to say, okay, well, are you all in or all out? Like, sometimes you don't want to know the answer to things, but at the same time, I've always been the type of person that I have very much wanted to know where I stand with things, whether it be good or bad, right? At least you know where you stand. If they're all out, then you know what? They're all out. That sucks. I spent a lot of money, wasted a lot of money, But at the end of the day, at least I will know, you know? So at least I would know, and I could probably kind of live with that or whatever. You know, I think that would be easier than this, oh, well, constant fear, constant kind of situation where we don't know whether we're coming or going. And that to me is pretty terrible. You know, it's a terrible feeling. Just as a fan, I have to let you guys know that it does. It sucks. You know, at the end of the day, though, I feel like what Mike is saying is right. And, you know, like I said, I'm not the biggest Mike Ibarra guy. But he also says this. He says, if you aren't making great games, your hardware isn't selling, and your subscription is flatlining, the clarity of strategy or execution is broken somewhere and needs to be fixed, inclusive of ensuring leadership and team capability to drive great game development and growth. They 100% have teams who can make great games. It just isn't consistently happening. It starts and ends with a strong desire to win and making great games that exceed player expectation. That is what is fragile now and needs to be addressed as soon as possible. These are all hard decisions. It's certainly no easy task given where things stand today, and both paths have dramatic implications, but I fundamentally believe in Xbox, its fans, and the opportunity ahead for great hardware, services, and games, or as a publisher of games and services across any screen. I'm cheering for Xbox, and it pains me to see all the negative swirl, so for those asking, keep the faith in Xbox, but ask for clarity on what the path forward is for the brand and product. Then make your own decision on what is best for you and your valuable time and money. So, yeah, he's speaking from, you know, the heart. He's speaking very much truth with that. Everybody's going to have to decide what they want to do themselves, right? Quite frankly. So I feel like that is something that they're going to have to do. They're going to have to let people know what the plan is going forward. You know, you have to be able to do that. You have to take what they're, you know, you have to understand what where they're coming from and what their future is. So, you know, anyway, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this as well. Like I said, I'm not always the biggest Mike Ibarra guy. I thought he did some cool stuff at Microsoft, but at the end of the day, you know, there's always going to be some kind of issue or whatever. I would hope that Microsoft would double down on the games and the console. Why would you not? Like, here's the thing. Why was it ever a situation where you weren't trying to push your consoles and sales? Like, I don't understand that thought process. It really makes no sense to me, because if you sell more consoles, you can get more money. You can make more money by selling games, selling subscriptions, microtransactions, because you're always subsidizing the console to begin with. So, you know, again, this isn't something that one game can solve, but many games consecutively that are of high quality will definitely help and work wonders. I'll link this. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.